What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNudes.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, it'll now be a 2-prep weekend instead of a 3-prep weekend. The Southwest Stakes has been canceled, moved to next weekend. We'll have 3 preps next weekend. But this weekend, let's talk about the Wither Stakes in this video. I'll put it up on the screen for you now. Should be a good race here at Aqueduct. Aqueduct not racing Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. They are going to race, at least as of now, they are going to race on Saturday, and that is when the Wither Stakes will be contested, hopefully. I think they're going to run. You just never really know this time of year. Obviously, it kind of feels like that they're gonna run, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll see if they can get this race to go. All right, field of 8 here, going 1 1/8. Remember, Aqueduct does that crazy thing, or the Naira circuit does that crazy thing where they run the rims at 1 1/8, and then they cut back to a mile in the Jerome. Then they run 1 1/8 in the Withers. Then they cut back to a mile in the Gotham before then running 1 1/8 in the Woods. So a very strange thing to do. Let's talk about it now, though. This field at 1 1/8, and we'll start with the number 1 Schoolyard Superman here. The son of Practical Joke out of a Tisnow mare. And look, just disaster on debut, clipped heels and fell. Second race, got second, beaten 3 1/4, and obviously improved from falling. And then the third race really woke up when stretching out to a mile, wins the race by 5 3/4 lengths, and just kind of went to the front and said, "See you later." Very, very strong effort. That third race, very good. That was back in December 6th, right there at Aqueduct. The question now, for me, Practical Joke, 1 1/8. It's questionable. I don't think the pedigree is just fantastic for it. But you're catching a good field here to give it a shot. We're going to go through this field, and there's not a ton in here that really scares you. So good spot for him to try it. I am, like I said, I'm skeptical of the distance, but I do think this is a very good spot for Schoolyard Superman to give it a go. He's in here with a big chance, no doubt about it. Chad Brown, Manny Franco as well. All right, the number 2 is 4th and 1. This is a New York bred horse coming in here to this one. And it took 4 races, but did break the maiden last time out and did it pretty impressively, going 1 mile right here at this racetrack. That was December 5th, just one day before the maiden breaking win for Schoolyard Superman. 4th and 1, won that one by 7 1/4. Races previous, tried a stakes race 2 races back, got beat by Bravaro, who's going to be running down at Florida in the Holy Bull. Lost to Bravaro 3 races back as well in a maiden special weight, and was second on debut. So look, I think pretty decent enough horse here for New York breds. I'm not a huge Bavaro guy in the Holy Bull. That's a much tougher race, though. I'm not a huge 4th and 1 guy in this spot either. So I'll take a pass on him. The number 3 is interesting. That is Project Ace. Project Ace. Project Ace is also entered in the Holy Bull. Which one will he run in is the big question mark. He's been training down at Gulfstream Park. So that kind of has you thinking, yeah, you probably just stay down at Gulfstream. He fits a little better into this race, is how I would say it. He's ran in 3 restricted maidens, 3rd in the first one. That was in 6 furlongs. Stretched out to 1 1/16, second, beaten a nose. Again, ran 1 1/16, and won by a head. Those races were at Keeneland and Churchill Downs, respectively. Horse is getting better with each start. There's no question about that. Hasn't really faced much. That's the problem. Comes with a run every single time. He's made up ground. No early speed from this horse in 3 starts, but has made up ground every single time. I think he fits pretty well here. I also like 1 1/8 for him. This is son of War of Will out of another Tisnow mare. So 2 out of 3 to start here by Tisnow mares. Again, I kind of like just kind of going longer here to 1 1/8. I like the weaker field as well. I think he fits here. I kind of mentioned him as a long shot that could hit the board when we were talking about him over in Florida at Gulfstream Park. I think he has a shot to win if he enters here. I'm still not going to pick him to win, but I definitely think he has a better shot to win. He still might just be one that kind of closes and hits the board, though. That's kind of the worry I've got with him. That's kind of the look that he's given us. Also, he just needs to get a little bit better once again, and I think maybe going 1 1/8 might help him do that. The number 4 is Talk to Me Jimmy. This is a horse coming off of a state bred maiden special weight win last time out by 5 1/4. That was back in November, on November 9th. This is a son of Modernist out of a trippy mare. Both races of this career at a mile, third on debut, and then, like I said, did win last time out. Not sure about the distance with this horse. Not sure about the talent level really of this horse either. So a little bit worried about him in this spot. One I'm going to kind of take a pass on, and just kind of see if he proves me wrong in this one. Melata is the 5 horse. This is a very fascinating horse. First 2 races of this horse career went 5.5 furlongs and 6.5 furlongs in maiden special weights at Parks, and just didn't do a whole lot of running. Stretched out to a mile in the third start and broke the maiden in an open company race going 2.5. This is a Pennsylvania bred, by the way. And then ran against Pennsylvania bred company in the next start, going 7 furlongs, won by 3.5. Last time out in another listed stakes there at Parks, wins by 19 lengths, and opted for that race instead of the Jerome. Was actually entered to run in the Jerome and scratched to go in that race in Parks. Pennsylvania bred, kind of taking advantage of Parks. All 5 of those starts have been right there. Maximus Mischief is the sire of this one of the Medaglia d'Oro mare. So I like that breeding on the bottom. I think the bottom half kind of shows you, or maybe doesn't show you, but kind of maybe suggests you could get a mile and an eighth. Man, this one gives you kind of some mixed signals, because obviously an impressive win last time out, kind of geared down, but now can you go a mile and an eighth, and can you come here to get the job done? I don't know. That's going to be a big question mark here for Melata. Can you take the show on the road, so to speak? So we'll see what happens here with this one. I think this is here with a big shot, no doubt about it. And I think, again, anytime you've got all your races at Parks, you just kind of question it. Although Parks to Aqueduct this time of year usually can make that jump and be okay with it. So he's in with a shot, no doubt about it. The number 6 is Ottenho. This is the second Chad Brown entry of the field here. Ottenho debuted running a third, getting beat 2 lengths by Enforced Agenda and Felonious, and then last time out was able to get the job done, stretching out to a mile and an eighth. And I think that is a very key point. Ran a mile and an eighth. Yeah, wins it by a head. It was not a flashy win, just kind of grinded it out, got the job done. Beat Hadrian's Wall, and Hadrian's Wall is not too bad of a horse. Got second in that one. So Flavian Pratt gets the mount here for the third straight time for this Chad Brown runner. By Quality Road of a Giants Causeway mare, so that's probably why you saw that kind of improvement as he stretched out to a mile and an eighth. Love that he has the win at the distance. That is something no other horse in this race can boast, but Ottenho certainly can. It's also something that no other horse but the next one we're going to talk about has even kind of traveled the distance. So I think Ottenho, obviously a little bit of advantage there, proving that he can actually do it. So he's in with a big shot. You went back and watch the maiden, and again, it was not something that's going to jump off the screen, but it was a nice progression. And if he improves again, I think he is squarely the one to beat in this one. Let's talk about the number 7 Grittiness next. Todd Pletcher trains this one. Ricardo Santana will have the mount. Another horse that you absolutely would think is going to love going a mile and an eighth, even though he didn't last time out. The son of Curlin out of an Oxbow mare named Coach Rocks, who was a decent horse, one down there at the Gulfstream Park Oaks one year down in Gulfstream. Started off 6.5 furlongs, no good. 7 furlongs, no good. Stretched out to a mile. Second, only beaten 2.5. The third start got beat by Courting, a very well-bred Todd Pletcher horse that you might think might turn out to be something. We don't really know yet. Went to the Remsen next and got 5th, beaten 9.5 going this distance. Just got way too far behind. Didn't run very well. I wasn't very impressed that day, and really haven't been impressed with him in any starts. He did see he was not a great sprinter, and when he improved going a mile, and then I don't know if he improved much a mile and eighth, but still those races were better than the sprints. So yeah, look, I like the breeding, and obviously they paid $575,000 for this horse, so they think he's going to be pretty good. I haven't seen much out of him yet. He's going to have a form reversal in this race. One kind of thing that I do think works for him, there is a decent amount of speed in here. So, and that's the same way with Project Ace, and I would say with this one, Grittiness. I don't think coming from behind will be that big of a problem. Is he good enough? I think that is a question that certainly should be asked. There's no doubt about it. All right, then finally, the number 8 is Star Sweeper, or excuse me, yeah, Star Sweeper. This 3-year-old son of Rock Your World out of a Tappet mare, so seems to maybe be okay going long, I would imagine. Hasn't really done much of it. Comes in from Parks after he was a winner last time out, going 6.5 furlongs and an allowance. Tried a listed stakes at Laurel 2 races back, didn't do much running. Tried a mile listed stakes at Delaware, didn't do much running. So last time out really started to improve. Boy, from a number standpoint, this one is far, far behind the others, though, and that's why I just don't have much interest at all here. We'll see. Also cross entered in Laurel at Laurel, so maybe the horse doesn't even show up. I'm not sure there. So probably fits better in that race at Laurel, to be completely honest. So there's 2 cross entries, and we'll see. Could be a field of 6 by the time we get to Postward. We'll see what happens. All right, that is the field of 8. To me, I think Chad Brown's got this thing, and I think he's going to win it with Ottenho. I'm going to put him on top in this spot. Just like the fact that the horse won at the distance last time out. I think we'll get better after running the distance last time out, and I just think he's the one to squarely beat. And I think Schoolyard Superman is squarely in second, to be quite honest. I think Chad Brown can run 1-2 here pretty easily. Both these horses have early speed. I just don't see how they're both going to, wear each other out. I think one will kind of stalk, one will kind of go out there and get involved with the other speed in the race. Like I said, Milata's out there with a chance to do it too. I think it does kind of set up for Project Ace or Grittiness if the pace really falls apart, but I think they're going to need a little bit too much help. I like the number 6 Ottenho to win this year's version of the Withers. All right, guys, that'll do for this preview. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alert anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're betting Aqueduct on Saturday.